Rich are becoming richer and richer and richer, and poor are becoming poorer and poorer and poorer. Why? 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 I know this is a little bit of overacting, but let me tell you, isn't this strange that the rich people are becoming rich and successful people are becoming successful and the poor are becoming poorer and poorer and poorer? You know, before I share the 5 things that the poor people do and rich don't, let me tell you, somebody did a research and they said, if someday, if we distribute all the rich people's money equally in everybody, what is going to happen? Do you think everybody will be happy and everybody will be wealthy? And they did some analysis and they found out that if they take all the money from Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos and Ambani's and they put it and everybody is equal rich, it will just take less than 5 years to have the same money go back to the same hands. You know why? Because it is not the money which is making the rich people successful. It is their ability to think and ability to do things differently which makes them rich and successful. Now, do you think rich people are born extraordinary? They have like 5 brains and 10 hands? No, not at all. They are just like you and me. And if you're born in a rich family, wonderful. You already have advantage. But I know if you're watching this video, maybe you're not that fortunate just like me. I was born in a humble family. My father was a truck driver. I was in a poor family, cutting corners and everything. Then I get into middle class, climb the ladder in the job, making 3 lakh a month. Now today, I made $1 million in 2020. How did it happen? I'm the same guy. Same hands, same legs, same brains, everything is same. How did the life change? And this is what I'm going to share with you today. Some of my personal experiences, some of my learnings that these 5 things that the poor people do, which keeps them poor, and these things the rich people never do it. Let's dive right into it. Number 1, the poor people think about present and live in present. They make decisions based on the present situation, and the rich people will never do that. Rich people make decisions based on where they want to be, and this is what I learned from my mentor Dan Lok. He said that don't make a decision based on where you are, make a decision based on where you want to be, and this was a life-changing thing for me. And ever since I learned these things, I realized, man, all the decisions that I made, which are actually thinking of from the future and not from where I am. Because if I would have thought from where I was at that time, 90% of the decisions would have not been made and I would have never moved forward. Whether it is investing in self-development, in here, or hiring the team members who I have to pay lakhs, I would have never made the decision because of this one thing which I understood: the poor people will remain poor because they are focusing only on present. And most of the present situation says, you can't do it, you don't have money, you don't have time, you don't have resources. So they never get there. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, the poor people cut the corners. Rich people don't. Now, what do I mean by poor people cut corners? You see, poor people will never go out and find a mentor and a coach. Very difficult. They will try and live below the means, cut the corners and save for the rainy day. While I'm not saying you should not save. I'm not saying you should not do that. And I'm also not saying that you should spend lavishly. But there are some things in life that you cannot negotiate with. You cannot cut the corners. You cannot buy the knowledge, the wisdom, which is worth millions in peanuts. And here's what I've seen. Most of the people, they just hop from one free webinar to another webinar to webinar. They become webinar junkie. And they have poor mindset. And they don't invest money in there. And you know what? When the situation comes, oh, I don't have the money. Oh, I don't have the money. Your money is available in abundance. Can you find the money? What if you meet with an accident? You say, oh, I don't have the money, let me die. No. It is just that people have the mentality, the poor mindset, which keeps them where they are. And I explained this, by the way. I explained this in my book, 80% Mindset, 20% Skills. If you've not read this book, check out the link below. go and buy this book and you'll thank me, okay? So the poor people cut corners. I'll give you another example. This year, 2020, I spent 20 lakh rupees on a program called Dragon 100. 20 lakhs. Now, if you go back to my history, I come from poor family. I did not even spend that much money in my entire education. But I made a decision not based on where I am, but based on where I want to be, and I did not cut the corners. I could easily go and check the books and YouTubes and videos and short courses and courses like 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh. But I know the cost that I'm going to pay, which is going to be higher than the cost or investment that I'm making in Dragon 100 program of Dan Lok. So never cut corners. That's number 3. Number 3 is the poor people operate from lack and scarcity. They always think money is not enough, time is not enough, this is scarce, that is scarce. And they have the weird energy, which is negative and lack or limitation. So when they even see the opportunity, their mind shuts down and makes them think that it's poor. I mean, it's a scarcity. I don't have this, I don't have that. Versus rich people, they think abundance and live abundantly. They are not necessarily rich right now. When they start the journey, they're not rich. Someday they were broke and poor. They were just like you, right? They just like me a few years ago. But then, because they had the abundance of knowledge, abundance of time, abundance of money, they did not worry and they borrowed the money or time or resources. They became resourceful. So another saying is, people fail not because of lack of resources. They fail because of lack of resourcefulness. Okay? Do you like that? Put it in the comment box. Which is the point that you love the most? All right? So operate from abundance. You can learn anything today. You have access to all the mentors and coaches, but do you have the courage? Do you have the visibility of future decisions? And do you have like abundance mindset? That's what keeps poor people poor and rich people rich. That's number 3. Number 4, entertainment. Poor people focus a lot on entertainment. Rich people focus on edutainment or education. I'll give you my story. At the age of 33, I thought I was doing really good, making 3 lakh in a job and all that. I had a good knowledge and I was doing decent in my job and I was like a player, until I read the book, which shattered my belief and made me realize how mediocre I am, how mediocre my life is. And before that, I used to spend all my weekends watching movies, spending time, just wasting time, not even spending time, wasting time. Ever since I shift that thought process, now I'm not saying you should not have movies, you should not have entertainment, you should, I still do it. But my 100% quota went from, entertainment quota went from 100% to 10% or maybe 20% sometimes. But rest of the time, I'm learning, I'm executing, I'm growing. Because that is what makes me happier now. Because poor people will always look for entertainment, right? There's a movie Vidya Balan, right? Entertainment, right? So reduce your entertainment. Replace that with education. Read the book as I told you, 80-20, 80% mindset, 20% skills. It'll open your mind. It'll make you realize that how low you're thinking, how less you're thinking, and where you're spending your time. Book is amazing. If you read the book, let me know how was your experience reading 80% mindset, 20% skills, because thousands of people have read it. Amazing reviews on Amazon as well. So that is number 4. Number 5, Punch. Number 5 is the poor people pay the big cost of ignorance. Rich people don't. Now you must be wondering, what is the cost of ignorance, Dave? There's a Johari window. Okay, there's a saying. There are things that I know that I know. There are things that I know that I don't know. But there are things that I don't know that I don't know, which is keeping you where you are. You see, the rich and successful people try to continue to reduce their ignorance by reading books, having mentors, having coaches, implementing new things, doing new things, education, reading books. Average millionaire reads 60 books in a year. How many books do you read? Right? So they try to reduce, like, I don't know what I don't know. Right? If I don't know what I don't know, how would I find it? That is what keeps poor people poor. They never spend money. They think that, oh, spending this few thousands or few lakhs or whatever it is, few hundreds in growing my mindset and knowledge and growth, oh, it's the cost. But they don't understand. The big cost that they pay is cost of ignorance. You don't know what you don't know. And ever since I realized this, I spent a lot of money on my self-development. 20 lakhs was just this year. If you put all last 3 years, I spent more than 40 plus lakhs on my self-development. First year, 1.5 years, I spent 13-14 lakhs. Then later, more and more and more. This is the reason why poor become poor, rich remains rich, or richer become rich, poor becomes poor. Which one is your favorite? Or do you want to add more points to it? What else comes to your mind? What is that poor do that rich don't? What comes to your mind? Put it in chat box. And if you're new to this YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon for the new amazing videos. This is Gadhvi. I'm going to see you in the next video. Until then, take care.